Merely Chris here with the new arrivals video. I've had a number of things land over the last few days, so I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to show them off. Don't know if you can hear in the background, but got this playing. Oh, there we go. Rid of that glare. Bit of Dvorak, New World Symphony. Well, to those of us in the UK, the Hovis advert. Nice start to a bank holiday morning. It's not going to annoy the neighbours too much, and yeah, you guessed it, Jill's still in bed. So anyway, rattle on with these. I'm going to start off with the new albums I've picked up. So these first couple landed in the last, well, over the weekend. So what have we got? So this is Skyclad's new album. This is Forward into the Past. There's a little bit ropey on that. This is their 13th studio album. I've got them all on CD, but this is the first I've got on vinyl. It's the inner card. I know these guys fairly well. Steve and Graham are stalwarts of new wave British heavy metal band Satan, and really nice lads. I mean, all of them are dead canny. This is the third album with Kevin Ridley on lead vocals after Martin Walpole left. Oh, it's a bit stiff. Some nice green vinyl and rather spiffing custom label. So yeah, it's their new album. Like I say, it's the first I have of theirs on vinyl. Came out in 3 versions: one green vinyl, one red vinyl, and the second Skyclad I've ever owned on vinyl, the black vinyl. Yeah, I know. What was I thinking? But hey ho, Jill was impressed, as you can imagine. But what the hell? Only mates, support them. Just need to get the red one now. So where do we go next? This is a album that I picked up through watching a review on the VC. I first saw this on Roger Coleman's channel. I would imagine many of you know Roger's channel. He shows a great selection of albums. I mean, his record collection must be absolutely amazing. He's just picked himself up a wonderful new VPI turntable as well. But he shows a lot of stuff from death metal through to jazz, through to classical, through to sort of folk singer-songwritery stuff. It all looks amazing stuff. And he showed this album in one of his recent videos. This is Pallbearers Heartless. This is their 3rd album. And this is a sort of doom prog, is probably the best way of describing it. I've given it a cursory listen. Haven't given it a proper listen as of yet. One of the frustrating things about it is the double album, and the band quite kindly gave no indication whatsoever of what side's what on the album. A bit of guesswork, really, because the LPs came packed outside the sleeve, thankfully, when I got it, and so I put them in some order. Whether it's right or not, I'll have to work out at a later date. Comes with a insert with some lyrics on. So that's Pallbearer. What I've played so far I really like. This is now annoying me. I love it when these things come together on a video. One frustrating thing, I got this from Amazon, one frustrating thing was it came with a ding on the leading edge there. But I mean, I didn't pay an awful lot of money for it. I mean, it was, I think I paid about 16 quid for it. But I'm looking forward to giving that a real proper listen. So that's the end of the new stuff I've bought. I've had a bit of a run on eBay recently. Nothing extravagant, mainly just minimum bid stuff. Picked up Mechanics from UFO. This is their 10th studio album. And the last one to feature Pete Way for a while. He left the band after touring with the album. It's Christmas. This is a strange album. This is UFO's highest charting album in the UK. It's actually reached number 8 in the UK charts, and it's not one of their sort of more lauded albums. I mean, I really like it. I mean, Let It Rain on here is a great track and has remained a sort of live staple. I really like the album, but there you go. Picked that up for a very, very good price. I think definitely under a fiver, and it's in superb nick. Next, a couple of albums by a band that back in the day were lauded by the UK music magazine Kerrang when it was a good magazine. This is an American band called Legs Diamond. That is Land of the Gun, which came out in 1986. And Out on Bail, which came out in 1984. These are the first two albums that Legs Diamond recorded after they reformed. They released 3 albums in the late 70s, which had a much more sort of bluesy rock type feel. These are quite commercial, not in the same vein. So they're quite commercial albums, not as good as the first 3, I would say. The band split up in 1980 and then reformed again in 84 to record. I quite like them. Certainly not bad albums. Quite happy to listen to them again, and they'll no doubt be spun several times, but not up to the standard of the first 3, I would say. Next up, again for a minimum bid, I got this for 99 pence. Some of you will say that's 99 pence too much, but that's Journey's Raised on Radio. Come with an inner? Yeah. Came with the inner. It's the 9th studio album, and it was kind of really the beginning of the end for the band, I would say. They were sort of fracturing at this point. Saw some good tracks on it. Be Good to Yourself was an excellent track, but it's very, very commercial. I mean, if you think the likes of Escape and some of their earlier stuff was commercial, not patch on that. Speaking of commercial, and again for 99 pence, is Night Ranger's second album, Midnight Madness. Now, Night Ranger first came into my sort of sights due to a BBC television programme called No Limits, which was set up by the odious Jonathan King, but also featured the quite gorgeous Jenny Powell. And they featured the video for Sister Christian on that show. I loved it. So Night Ranger, and bought into all that stuff. Well, I'm saying I bought into all that stuff. A number of my mates bought into all that stuff. I might have just taped it, which is why I'm picking up stuff now. Now, the more observant of you will notice I'm wearing different clobber. Yep, I managed to mess up the recording last time round. Halfway through the next record, for some reason the computer cut out, so I was whittling away to myself and there was nothing to show for it. Blessing in disguise, some would say, but I'm not going to spare you that. So, for those of you who have just been skipping through, yeah, it's different clothes. Don't panic. Don't worry about it, okay? For those of you who've fallen asleep, this is a new video. Yeah, you've been asleep for 3 weeks. Okay? Right, last two albums. First one, this little beauty. This is Faust, the Faust tapes. And this is a bit of classic krautrock from 1973. I have yet to listen to this copy. I have heard the album before, but it's a nice clean copy of the Virgin White label. And I picked this up for a very, very reasonable price. It's a great album. It's the last one they recorded for about 20 years. And this is in, for the price I paid for it, this is in remarkably good nick. Okay, and the colour, the white's not exactly pristine anymore, but vinyl's in great nick. So I'll be giving this a spin pretty soon. And the last album, this is Tristan Fry, 20th Century Percussion Music. This came out in, this came out sometime, I'm guessing 1970s. Tristan Fry, as a well-known percussionist, was in the prog rock band Sky and also worked with the Beatles. This is on Classics for Pleasure. 1975, there you go. So we've got Reginald Smith Brindle, Karl Stockhausen, Daniel Jones, and Dudley Simpson. Not spun this yet, but again, looks super clean. I like a bit of percussion music, a bit 20th century classical, you can't go wrong. So, there you go, Tristan Fry. So there you go, a quick addition to the second part. I'll catch us all soon enough. I'm going to try and do another couple of videos over the next couple of days. I'll try and get one in tonight because there's a contest that's due to end tonight, so if I don't get it in, it's not going to do much. So I'll see you all soon. Okay, bye now.